Hello. Welcome to the Yes House. My name is Luena Lotabi, and I'm the program director here. So the Yes House is a community gathering space that's stewarded by the artist-led nonprofit, the Department of Public Transformation. So we host an array of different programming, ranging from open mic nights to music to theater to artist conversations and much more. A couple housekeeping things. We've got snacks back there on a donation-based system as well as beverages. I'll be back there all night, so feel free to come and ask for anything if you'd like. And then the restrooms are behind this corner here as well. So I'm really excited for tonight. You may be seeing me on the big screen in a little bit here. But so super excited to be introducing Branden Yackley, who's been working on this project, River Valley Sessions. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Branden up here. So if we can give him a nice warm welcome.
Break the camera on the first rolling. Welcome everybody. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Welcome. We have an amazing show for you tonight. You can look for this episode and many more to come on YouTube at River Valley Sessions. Follow along. Those of you catching this on a device or at home later, welcome to this huge thank you to the Yes House for hosting this event. This is River Valley Sessions, an up-close look at local artists in and around the southwest Minnesota River Valley. Tonight, I would like to introduce my very first guest, coming out of Montevideo, Minnesota. Give a big welcome to Slag, everybody. Safety first. There is no OSHA guy, but safety never. All right, welcome again. Please welcome Slag. Could you all introduce yourselves?
I am Eric, the lead guitar player.
I am Isaac, I play the bass.
I'm Levi, I'm the lead singer.
I'm Eli, and I play drums.
I'm Roth, and I play rhythm guitar.
Did everybody catch that? There's a quiz afterwards, so I hope you're writing this down. So
The Eli-Levi thing gets confusing.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, there's a lot of. So how did Slag come to be? What are some like the history involving, if you will?
Well, we actually started in my basement in Montevideo back in 2016. And back then we were just a three-piece. We had a totally different drummer. Levi wasn't the singer yet. Eric was trying to play guitar and do vocals. And after... what's that? Oh yeah, he also played bass in Angular, another local band that was from around here from a few years back. Yeah, okay. And after what was it, like a few months, like 6 months or so, then Levi joined up? Yeah. And then eventually we cycled through a couple guitarists before we got to Roth. We cycled through a couple of drummers before we got to Eli.
Oh, you're skipping a big chunk there, though.
All right, here.
Like when we first started, we ended up doing a lot of covers at first, and eventually we grew to have like 3 hours worth of material, which was awesome, but also it kind of hurt us in the end, playing for 3 hours. And yeah. No, there was a show where like afterwards I just went out and puked all over.
I suppose.
I think it was the lights or something.
Yeah. Could it be?
So, like Isaac said, I was playing bass in another band at one time way back in the day, and I was more of a guitar player than a bass player. So I wanted to continue playing guitar in another band. And I used to give these guys lessons too. And I'm like, well, anyways, I'm going to recruit Ike on bass. So he switched over to bass, and then started off with me and him and our buddy Matt. And we just do practice in the basements, and we didn't really have any like PA gear, so it was basically just us coming up with riffs and stuff. And then,
right.
At first, and then after like Matt kind of left or whatnot, we upgraded our PA and that became better and all that stuff. We recruited our buddy Nick to join the band, and that's when we decided to do like a bunch of covers. So we came up with 3 hours worth of material, spanning all kinds of stuff from like, we played some Nirvana songs, we played some Metallica songs, we played a couple Ozzy songs, some more heavier stuff, some more lighter stuff, but more of that like harder kind of stuff. We don't want to be like your typical cover band around here when you have like,
Right, there's so many to choose from.
Oh yeah, I mean you have all these guys and you're going to hear the same songs. We want to play a little more heavier of an edge for that style around here.
Yeah.
But we also found out that playing for 3 hours, especially for our lead singer, is not good.
It's strenuous, the vocals, I can imagine.
Yeah. So we decided to shift away from doing covers, and I already actually had a couple songs in the barrel that I had written previously when we were a 3-piece. So we brought those out to fruition, and then we also had a couple more of our buddy that was in the band at the time, Logan. He had some lyrics, we had some lyrics, and we had some riffs. So for like a month there, we just all came together, played for like Friday and Saturday, like a dual, we called it a dual practice. And we'd come together on a Friday, like kind of get the whole basis of the song, and then the next day we'd come back, and then like the song would be complete. We could kind of little finishing edges on it.
Okay.
And then after doing that, then we had a set list for like 35, 40 minutes, and then reached out and was able to get a couple shows. And then from then on, it's just been what it is. Went out, recorded some EPs, and you can find those on Spotify.
Yeah, always good to plug in.
Yeah, plug.
I was actually catching you guys on Spotify. It goes on my playlist at work. I have a coworker. She was listening to it, and she said, I was playing it, and I'm like, yeah, these are guys from Montevideo. And she goes, this actually sounds like a real band. And then she stopped herself, and she's like, oh, that sounded right. And I'm like, no, I get what you mean. Like, the production-wise, it sounded really great. I was actually getting old school, like 90s riffs, thrash. What genres would you actually describe your music and why?
Well, originally we set out to kind of do like a thrash metal / groove with some kind of like stony elements, and eventually we just decided that we're gonna write whatever we want to write, and it actually sort of turned out the way that we originally wanted it to. Like so, a lot of our songs are pretty groovy, a lot of them are pretty thrashy, a lot of them have a lot of themes involving illicit substances, and there's a lot of gratuitous, goofy violence and dinosaurs and missiles and bug royalty.
Could you actually name some musical influences from you guys?
Well, definitely a lot of the classic thrash bands. I mean, of course, you got Metallica; they're an influence for everybody in this scene. But a lot of the newer thrash bands too, like Warbringer, for instance.
Okay.
And also bands like Clutch.
Okay. Yep.
So there's a few different things mixed in there. We just pretty much write what we like, and it has created a sound that I think is unique to us.
Perfect. Could you actually walk us through some of your songwriting processes?
A lot of it, usually one of the band members will come to practice with like an idea, like a riff or a set of riffs, and then we'll start with that, and then we'll build on it. And sometimes we'll start with lyrics, and that sometimes doesn't work out so well, because when you're trying to fit pre-written lyrics into a song that you wrote after the lyrics, it sometimes doesn't fit too well. You got to change things. So a lot of times now we've kind of settled on writing the music first, and then kind of writing the lyrics to match the rhythm and cadence. It just kind of turns out better that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's nice. How do you actually draw inspiration for the lyrics?
Usually we'll come up with a concept first.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, we just come up with like silly random concepts and just follow through with it. So like Devil's Kettle, for instance, was about kind of based on a real story about me tripping in the woods. No,
Not
Eight-
over
hour
like
high.
branches, mind you.
Yeah.
He wasn't tripping over branches.
Yeah. Took some substances and just went for a fun hike. But bad thoughts started coming in, and eventually I was convinced that the band was going to kill me so that they could be popular.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Jennifer's Body? You ever heard of that movie? So that movie Jennifer's Body is about a band, and it takes place at Devil's Kettle up in Minnesota. Is about a band that like was trying to sacrifice somebody so they became famous. So we took that inspiration, but we made a twist, made it with Levi instead of that, and about his little experience out in the woods, and that's how we came up with that one. Yeah, he's so you can call him Jenny if you want to. Yeah, he's the new Jennifer.
Perfect.
A lot of our songs are wild. Okay, so like the way we come up with the songs, ideas for the songs. Everybody writes songs that are like super serious, right? I mean, that's great. I love it. Artists, they're super serious. But for me, I wanted to set aside the seriousness and kind of bring out the laughter and the fun, because for me, that's what music's about, is having fun.
Exactly.
You know, it's so cool to write a song about how messed up the world is, or like your feelings of love. You know, that's great. I'm not gonna tell an artist how to write their music, but for me, it's like, man, let's make it fun. You know, let's take the lyrics, make it satirical. Let's just have some fun riffs and have a good time.
Exactly. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Is there actually a primary songwriter, or is there a more collaborative effort?
I'd say it's a collaborative effort. You know, it's. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'll come up with some riffs, and then like the guys will come in like, hey, you know, here's something, and then we'll kind of, oh, that sounds really good, so we'll go with that. But for like I can't really name anybody who's the main. Everybody does their own little part
Pitches
pretty
in.
well.
Well, how do you balance individual creativity with such a cohesive sound?
Well, I guess being brothers, by the way, three of us.
See, I don't think you
That
mentioned
helps.
that before. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna mention that. The three of us are brothers. That helps. Levi has to do it, or I'm gonna shove his head in the toilet. So he really has no other choice.
By the way, I heard the rumor his full name.
His full name?
Yeah.
His full name is whatever, because I don't remember what his full name was, because our mom actually found him in the trash.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was dumbass Levi, and they call him Levi for short.
Yeah. Oh, he says it's Leviticus.
Oh, yeah. No, like my full name is Leviticus, but everyone just calls me Levi.
No one. Everybody. What are you guys' thoughts on the current state of local metal and music scene in general?
Well, I think it's good, man. Like playing down in the few different cities we like to play. Brainerd's one of them, St. Cloud, and obviously down in the cities. I think it's really cool. A lot of cool people down in there. Our buddy Josh Kellerman, he booked us last weekend. He's in a band down there, but only does that. He does promotion, and he is on a radio show called KFAI, The Root of All Evil. It's like their local public radio station down in Minneapolis.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
And it's actually really cool to see down there, man. There's a lot of sweet bands. Really cool hardcore scene down there.
Nice.
But yeah, man, it's wonderful. It's fun going out there and meeting a lot of people in different bands, and that's actually probably like one of my favorite parts is just meeting the fans is cool, but like it's also really awesome just meeting all the other musicians out there.
Well, that actually leads me to my next question: is how do you actually engage and support other local bands?
You just go out and see them. Like it's hard to for me to travel because all those other bands play in other cities,
Right.
And it's like a 2-hour drive to go down there. But just going out there and catching a show when you can, or even like buying their merch. Most of these bands have things online
Hell
that
yeah.
you can purchase from, or just listen to their
Support
music.
your local artists, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we play Monty shows sometimes too. Yeah, we exclusively set those up. We have to reach out and get that set up to VFW.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite local venue or festival, and not the Monty VFW?
Tell you the truth, probably the one we played a couple weeks ago back in Madison. that stage they had there was sweet at the fairgrounds.
Hell yeah,
The
okay.
new stage they built. That
What was
was
that
really
for
that was a
the-
really cool stage. That was pretty spacious.
Is that for the smoke festival? That they
Yeah,
had?
that was a cannabis festival that was put on by Angela, I think was her name.
Nice. How important is community involvement for the band?
I think it's awesome. I like being part of the community. We like playing shows around here because this is, the fans is what drives the band.
Right.
So being able to play for people and having them appreciate it, that's what it's all about, especially around the local scene, getting the local community involved and coming out and
Right, exactly.
seeing us play and like trying to get out other bands to play with us too. Not just us, but getting other bands to come out and, for the community and for them to check them out. Not all of our stuff is just going to be like screaming at the top of your lungs. We like to have a good mixture of kind of the harder stuff for people to come out and enjoy.
Okay. A little chill time too. You guys aren't always just like.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me what's new. Any new releases? Any new materials? Show?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually working on a new song that we're gonna go and practice right after this is over. But things have been kind of slow on the new material side of things because we've just been playing so many shows lately. Usually 2 or 3 a month for the past few months.
Repetition.
So yeah, it's been pretty busy just with playing shows and getting out and doing events.
Shit going on in our personal lives too.
Yep. Yeah, I usually work about 6 days a week, so.
Everyone's got
And then
to work for that check.
I spend my one day off pretty much to come out here and practice with the band oftentimes.
So to help
You,
remedy that,
the bass player though, right?
I'm just a bass
All
That's
right.
the bass player. To help remedy
Let's not confuse that with work.
to help remedy that, it helps that like I'll come and I'll like actually have the riffs and then I'll write lyrics for the riffs and then I'll come back and I'll have the song 90% written and then I just teach the band and then they'll give a little inputs of what we should do here, the little stops, where I should add the solo, what we should do, and then there's the song.
Nice.
So
it's
we'll make
Eric's
it
band.
work. We'll make it work. If it's it's hard sometimes to make it organic on the spot. So sometimes it's better to just do everything like singly one musician do it themselves, and then
Right.
come back and present it to the band.
So, can you share any plans or any collaborations? Anything? Any future plans you guys got going on? Yeah. Do you have any future plans? Any collaborations coming up? Anything? Any new collaborations or any?
Like collaborating with other artists.
Yeah. Any like venues that you guys are gonna do? Any new shows or anything?
Oh.
The festivals possibly.
I
know he's
know
at
we've
that
got a
cannabis-
show on November 8th at the Pillar Forum in Minneapolis. See what? I don't even remember.
I mean, we've got a group of bands that we've really started to get, really good friends with, and the Rad Enhancer guys, the King Goro, so there's a certain group that we started doing over and over again, and it's really kind of grown as a group
Okay.
that we just support each other, and so when we start getting together more and more, it just builds. It's just like you can feel the energy.
You can feel the community.
Yeah.
It's
And
awesome.
they've kind of taken us under their wing a little bit, and we've hopefully not disappointed. But yeah.
Just a few more questions for you guys, if you don't mind.
Well,
Any
I
long-term goals?
Just
Sorry.
want to drop this real quick. November 8th, the Pillar Forum, and then November 15th, we'll be at the Keller Bar in St. Cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, those two.
Check them out. I'll have this posted hopefully before then, so
Yeah.
we'll post the dates for you on there.
Yeah, we'll have them posted on our Facebook page and Instagram and all that.
Any long-term goals for the band?
Just to keep writing music and keep playing shows and drinking beer and having a good time.
Keep it on.
Yeah.
Your dream tour or festival to play?
Ooh, shit. I would love to open up for any kind of thrash band around here, but if I was like on a dream tour to play, I mean, it'd have to be with bands like Metallica or Pantera or something like
just
that.
get on with-
Oh yeah, like if you're gonna play like any kind of festival. Okay, if I could, it'd be rad to play like Hellfest or whatever ones they have over there in like France and Germany.
Yeah.
They have like the best festivals. They actually see some coming around in Vegas too, but the ones that have like 10,000 freaking bands there, that would be the raddest shit ever, I think.
Any advice for any aspiring local musicians?
Practice your instrument.
Yes,
And
practice,
practice your
practice,
instrument.
practice.
And practice your instrument. And then jam with the dudes and then practice your instrument some more. Keep playing.
So get a bunch of like neurodivergent
Yeah.
men in a
You're not
shed
going to get
and
good
just-
too if you don't practice your instrument. You can get to practice band all you want to during the week at that one time, but if you're not practicing your instrument at home and trying to get better, you're fucking not going to go anywhere. So remember, practice your instrument.
Yeah. Any final message to the fans and the viewers at home?
Yeah, stay rad.
Stay rad.
Support your local musicians.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'd say like this, support, the local venues that are willing to take the risk to have local musicians. They have to decide to do it for it to become a thing. Places don't just pop up. You need to support them and come out and use what's there. Otherwise, it just fizzles and dies. Support it, let it live, bring it up. That's what I'm saying.
Support your local metal.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys for stopping out and doing this.
And
We're going to take a
blues
quick
and
break
jazz.
and show you a little preview for an upcoming movie. Hope you guys enjoy. And then after we come back from that, we're going to do a performance from Slag. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Alright, this song is about a roach who is a lord. The song is called Roach Lord.
We're gonna go right into our next song. Where, I convinced myself the band was going to kill me.
Remember, Jennifer.
Yeah, we gotta name this song after Jennifer's body. The Devil's Kettle. That's the name of the song.
All right, we're gonna play one more song for you guys. This one, I actually had to roll as kind of a joke. How many of you guys out there remember the game called Dino Crisis? Oh. No? How many of you guys ever played Dino Crisis? This they did, right? So I took that one, and I like making joke, fun, satirical songs. I'm like, okay, what if we had that, but we had like the Cuban Missile Crisis with Dino Crisis, and there it was. And I put the two together, and we called this one the Cuban Missile Dino Crisis.
Thank you again, Slag.